So I'm going to be doing this thing here in the next couple of months. What I'm doing is making a subscription membership um, sign up change. We're currently using Century Login for the $5 subscriptions on Docupletion Forms to use our PDF form reader, and we also give you a cPanel with a WordPress um, hosting on it. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing to Paid Memberships Pro, and the reason why is because Paid Memberships Pro is an extensible paid membership subscription management system. So you pay through Paid Memberships Pro. It just looks like a little widget on our website, but it goes through an encrypted Stripe payment gateway. Um, and then we are going to have four levels of subscription. One is free, one is $5, one is $15, and one is $25. And what we're going to be doing is when someone signs up, no matter which one of those subscriptions you sign up for, your name or your name, email, and the password you set up are going to be um, routed into what's called an Azure Active Directory. Azure um, is a directory. It's a lot of things, but it's a directory that you connect to a SAML SSO. Single sign-on is what SSO. SAML is secure um, authentication markup language or authorization markup language. Um, we have a program that's going to be doing that connects to Azure. So what this does is it creates an encrypted access token that lets you access all of the programs that we have uploaded to our server. So you won't have to log in again, and your identity is completely secure. It's not like one of those password keepers. I don't know if you've ever seen those online and then been warned not to use them. This is not one of those. That's what SAML was actually created to do, was to create these little encrypted tokens that communicate back and forth from an identity provider to a service provider. Um, and we are the service provider of we have, I think, 6 programs that are almost done being all the way integrated in our website. And then there's a few programs that are on other servers that we are going to ultimately give people access to. One that we're going to put on our server that's really awesome is PHP Docs, docx.com. You buy a license from them, and we have to actually pay them on a monthly basis on top of the license. So we need probably to get to 3 or 4 thousand subscribers before we add this in. But it's going to let you do PDF editing and also Word document editing. Currently, you can do PDF filling with our form reader that reads the same SQL database as your contact form stores data into. So this is really only LaTeX language. It's just the description of the types of components and what systems we're using an integrated cross-platform system. Auth0.com, though, is the SML provider, and they give you these codes that you put in basically around and behind and underneath, sort of, is a simple way to put it. The login screens for the programs that we buy these programs. They're already pre-made by these authors, and they've been tested and they've been used for. Most of the programs we use are a few years, like 5 to 6 years, running in there on their 2 and 3 and 4.0 versions. So our contact form is like that, the conditional logic contact form. Our PDF reader is Maxim Software's PDF.Ninja, I'm sorry. Our contact form is Easy Forms. Our CSV is actually a company out of Germany that's just a small set of programmers. CSV is comma separated version, the Excel spreadsheet type of documents. And it's a very simple editor. It's really cool for that purpose. So we have some very simple programs that are just like one screen, and you see the columns and rows, and you get to just change what the name of the column and the row is, and then you save CSV. That's a different type of file type database than your SQL. So what we're going to be doing is making a script right in between the CSV and the SQL so they can communicate back and forth, but you're going to be able to control the settings of that. So that won't be an automatic thing. These different connections are going to be an ongoing thing in the process of the next couple of years. We have a multi-marketing tool that actually is sort of like Hootsuite, And it's sort of like ActiveCampaign or any of the other automatic email programs where when someone puts their name and email into your contact form, you can put their name and email onto a list with a tag even, so that there'll be like subsectioning of the list, and then you can send out an automatic set of emails. Now that requires you to connect to a thing called SendGrid. You pay them like $10, $12 a month, and you get up to 40,000 emails. Now, if you had 40,000 people coming to your website, leaving their name and email on your website because they wanted you to send them an email, um, you would be insanely overjoyed. So that's going to be on our $25 subscription level, but we're definitely going to make sure it's in bold. You have to also buy a SendGrid fulfillment subscription. That's another company, and they have all these other sets of settings there for how your email looks when it comes from SendGrid. So you have a whole set of things. We have Zapier that's almost done being installed. We have an API integration, application program interface, that will let you take what people put into your contact form and route it through Zapier in a Zap to another program like Gmail, so you can send an email from Gmail, or ActiveCampaign. You can do that. We also are setting up an ActiveCampaign direct integration. Now, ActiveCampaign, some people will want to use it rather than our email program, but our email program isn't only email, it's multi-marketing. So you can set it to send out to your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, all at the same time with one little message. There's a bunch of different functionalities. We're making a chatbot that actually connects to Google's. We have one already that we've picked out. When we buy it, we're going to put it on the server, and we're going to connect it to the Google. I can't remember which API it is, but Google has these huge internet engines, these different APIs that programmers will make programs that you just connect to. So we go to Google, we set up an account, we connect our program that we bought from them on our server to Google, and then you get multi-billion-dollar programming behind what you're using. So this program will give you a list of keywords that if someone types one of those keywords, it'll give back this answer, and then it'll say, was that helpful or not? And then or a blank where they type another question. Um, and then you just kind of have this flow chart or this different set of keywords. There's different ways to do the chatbot thing. That actually helps a lot of people save a lot of money on not customer service isn't the word. What is it called? I'm brain farting on what it's called. I've seen studies where people save um, a few $1,000s a month, depending on how much time and energy they or one of their employees is putting towards responding to emails that are just questions about their service. So we're really packing it in there, and then once it gets all full with the 7 programs that we're putting up, we're going to be integrating across between the programs, and we're making our own document selection, document completion utility. That's going to be pretty awesome. So with this Azure um, Auth0.com connection for the SAML single sign-on, we're hoping that we keep a lot of the people, because sometimes when people sign up, they don't like having to do the secondary sign-on, and they go, oh, this is hokey. Well, it's secure the way it is, even though you have to log in again. That's a secure thing, but the way modern computer use works, people don't like anything that is inconvenient at all. So SAML has been born. Well, that second part, the automatic document selection, document completion, is actually what is going to make document completion forms a full expert law system, because it will give you the ability to encode a law process so that somebody filling out the contact form just answers questions, and those answers to those questions indicate and trigger the program to select a subset of a full set of documents and then complete those documents with the information that people have given. So it's pretty cool year we have planned out here. I wish I could get it all done tomorrow because I see it all, but it's just each thing takes a few weeks and then a month, maybe including 2 weeks of testing, maybe stretches to 2 months, and we have to get things done in a critical pathway sequence. So I like telling you what I'm doing because I feel that you can listen to it and you understand that it's a solid, secure program already, but it's just the simple parts of it until we get it all the way cross integrated on our own server. It basically is going to be 3 or 4 or 5 different logins. Paid Memberships Pro will block you from logging into one of the programs if you haven't paid for that subscription level. So, our free contact form, I had some different concerns from different people like, hey, why are you offering a free contact form? Doesn't that make people feel like you're just trying to collect their information or something like that? I suppose it can. There's a lot of free contact form levels out there. We're offering the full contact form for free because we want to offer these secondary programs that are programs that you're going to want. And we have a pricing structure. I think 5, 15, and 25 should instill a little confidence because we're a $25 program, but you don't need to use that top level. We just know that we're secure. So we're doing more and more planning of the website. I have a mentor who actually has an authority type of website plan that, as much as I like writing, I don't think everybody, writing doesn't help. It's funny. People need to see something that's really slick and smooth and not just an explanation of why their data is secure. So that's where I am right now. Hopefully, within 6 months, you'll see it all coming together. And the businesses that we aim at helping to use this technology is paralegal businesses, lawyers, realtors, mortgage loan officers, contractors, people who take data of their clients and put it into different documents. So we've created the National Association of Online Legal Document Professionals, a place to register your website. It's an unincorporated professional free association. Just people who use efficiency tools and expert law systems and automation systems to help other people to access justice is the ethos of it. It's really a place to register your website so you get a little more exposure to help you that has sort of an umbrella purpose across some professional um, across a multitude of professions. So I do have a small consulting page on Apex Law Service. That's my paralegal business. I'm getting ready to open um, the doors to a little office right next to the Vista County Courthouse. So I talk about software all the time because I don't think people really like hearing about everything about civil litigation and criminal defense and divorce law. I mean, it's not always a happy thing if you're getting sued or if you have to defend yourself against a crime. I mean, I've worked at different law offices, and people are like really, really proper, positive, above board, motivated, positively directed people. Go downtown to the gas lamp, go out for a couple drinks one weekend and get in a fist fight outside the bar, some weird shoving match, and all of a sudden they're getting charged and viewed as almost a felon, maybe a serious misdemeanor. It's just not fun to talk about. So I talk about software a lot more because people like focusing on their businesses. But for me, it's software that I use in my business to bring clients in and then to introduce them to an attorney who they can hire who will use me and my growing number of subcontractors. I have 20 different subcontractor independent paralegals who have different niches, and they each have about 7 different attorneys they do work for. So when I bring a client in, we say, hey, here's a great attorney. Would you like to talk with them? The client usually says yes, or else why would you come to me asking for help to hire an attorney? And then if they do hire the attorney has um, me put together the team of paralegals, and it's usually like 2 or 3 paralegals who just kind of take turns working on different things. And we charge 71.25 rather than 125 to 280. If you went straight into a law office and the lawyer is basically viewing that as a client for whom they had to spend a marketing dollar, they're going to make money on their own in-house paralegals, whereas they don't charge on top of our 71.25 and just charge for their attorney hour. And that's how we help people save money. I worked for an operation like this about a year and a half ago. It was a really eye-opening experience. Just had all kinds of different cases going on, from collections to civil litigation, prosecution, defense, um, you name it. Just some basic business filings for some different businesses, some insurance claims, just kind of the gamut. It was a boutique business, so it really showed me a different way of contracting, because when you go through paralegal training, you think that you can't talk with anybody in the public and call yourself a paralegal. Well, you definitely can say I do outsource paralegal work for a different set of attorneys. I'm not advertising for you to use any one of those particular attorneys. What it is you agree with us that you'll use our paralegal services for the case that you are going to hire an attorney to take care of, and we're going to introduce you to one attorney, and then two, three, however many we need to introduce you to until you decide to hire one of them who have already agreed to use us for their outsourced paralegal hours. So it works for everybody. It works for me, my independent contractors. It works for the client by saving them money, and giving them a little more of a choice. Like, okay, you can come to me and I'll automatically instill a level of trust in you, but you might meet the first attorney and not like that person. Well, okay, so if you knew I was a paralegal and worked for a boutique law office and you came in, you'd be bummed out that you like me 20 times more than you like the attorney I work for. We eliminate that situation too. You just don't have to hire the first one or the second or the third. That's a situation, though. It doesn't usually happen. I mean, I don't try to get people who are not likable people to work with clients. Now, the other thing about a law situation is that you're dealing with something difficult, and the attorney honestly has to help you get down to brass tacks about some of the situations. So, that's something I like to talk with people about. I say, hey, you might not like what this attorney has to say, but please take it seriously that they deal with your type of law case day in and day out, and maybe sleep on it before you just tell them, no, I don't want to hire you, because maybe they have the perfect strategy for you. So you can talk with a couple of them and pick, because attorneys do have different strategies. There's not just one right answer for how to deal with a law case. So that's Apex Law Service. Really amped about showing some other people how to do business the same way and how to use our software. I wish our software was a year further down the line. We are also going to be rolling out retainercrypto.online, which allows clients to commit the full money they're going to be paying to an attorney to the transaction, but then pull the trigger themselves on paying a disbursement to the attorney. So it's sort of like you're your own trustee or your own escrow officer, and the attorney isn't in control of the funds right then. They only have funds once they've done work. So that's a different way of. This is really for both sides of the equation, for the client and for the attorney, and for any other contractor who needs to instill trust in a client. Say, hey, you can pay us this way if you want, and you're in control of the disbursements. Well, if someone was right on the bubble of being your client, they might make the choice because of that. That's our hope and our goal. So, um, and also, to put the control in the hands of the client. It happens simultaneously, but the people we're talking with are the professionals. We're to get professionals to use this way of taking payment. And last but always not least, allinservice.org is the project that I try to get different legal document related professionals to help a religious or non religious community group to put together in their community. It's a roadside cleanup for kids on juvenile probation. It's pretty fun. When I was interning at USD with the criminal defense attorney with whom I interned, he said that was one of the types of things that from time to time, and he'd have clients whose parents just couldn't find a place for them to do community service fast enough. And I just so happened to have finished doing this few-year community service project with a religious group where I adopted the street and went to juvenile probation with a letter and promised to pick up trash with the kids, and signed off on a bunch of their community service hours. So it's pretty rewarding. And for me, it's become a challenge to take it to another level where we're showing people how to do it, and maybe helping some community business professionals to help some community organization professionals to do this to help the kids. Um, it's fun. It's really fun. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I usually get about 4 or 5 viewers, and I never know who they're going to be. I film these and put them up on my Facebook. So happy New Year, and thanks for listening.